Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. My apologies about yesterday. I had to take my daughter out and buy her an outfit. She's going to a concert tomorrow, so excuse me just a second. Let me just shut my door. Okay. Okay, so we have had one hell of a bearish night. I actually took a couple of trades earlier on a couple of individual accounts. It's really bearish at the moment, so whether we're getting a second attempt up and this thing comes down, it's hard to say at the moment. So we've just got to keep an eye on it, really. I actually took a trade on one of the accounts on the CL as well. That was rocketing up. Obviously, price of oil is going up. So, excuse me, just 1 second. I've just had a phone call. Bear me a second. Okay. Yeah, ATR is quite high, and obviously with what's going on over in the Middle East, it's creating this volatility. I mean, if you got into it, there was a trade there. If you got into that trade, you might have done really well out of that. You need to change the video resolution. Why is that? Can anybody hear me okay? Anybody hear me okay? Not sure if volume's coming out for some reason. It's showing it is, but... Yes, okay, brilliant, excellent. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Right, there is... it's hard to say at the moment. So we've got a channel down there with a break and a new low. So is this coming down and testing, clearing this, testing this area? Well, it certainly looks like it is. I expect there's going to be a lot of volatility today. I don't doubt. Husker, how you doing, bud? Yeah, I mean, we have had a hell of a lot of volume overnight, haven't we? I mean, literally since it opened, markets just dropped. I mean, we came down 144 points. That's a fair old drop, that is. Now, we've had one attempt to go up with a little kind of 3 little attempts and a drop, and we've tried again. So, I wouldn't be shocked if this thing continues down. I really wouldn't. Or maybe we're just going to test this. Mind you, Richard, how you doing? Mind you, we had the same problem, didn't we, yesterday? Was it yesterday we had that drop? Let me just add a few extra days here for some reason. Every time I start my stream, it stops. Okay, so that was yesterday. Okay, so we had that big gap down, didn't we? We then had that leg, and then we recovered it all and ended up higher than, well, more or less hit the highs, but we recovered all that really quick, which was a bit strange, really. And then opened this morning, obviously overnight, there's kind of news with oil. I think there's oil tankers stuck and can't get through which is obviously creating a little bit of fear and panic. All prices have gone up. I popped out and filled my car up. My wife did the same last night. I dare say, unless these oil tankers start to move, prices likely to go higher. So I think everything's going to be affected. So it makes sense it's going to create some uncertainty, which I'm guessing caused that. I mean, it never gapped. It just crossed over and then obviously dropped from then on. But so, yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it? So that to me looks like a little channel with an overshoot and a move up. Are we just testing this again? It's so hard to know what to do at the moment. So I'm just, until I figure out what's going on, whether we're just ranging or whether we've had one attempt to go higher and maybe a second attempt and then this thing fails and continues down. It's hard to say. I am seeing a lot of orders on Bookmap around about, let's get something a little wider, kind of between 94 and 800. So that area there, which would make sense, 94 and 800, which is right in this zone here, so you kind of would expect that. So you can see we've tested it once, tested again. We've been up 3 times and then we dropped. So I'm guessing price is probably going to head up here. Trouble is, when it gets there, it may go high, it may kind of test this area, but it's hard to say. So we got a channel up there with what looks like an overshoot and a pullback. So Chris, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, my apologies about yesterday. My daughter's going to a Lave concert in Manchester tomorrow, so we've been out buying took her out shopping to buy her an outfit. I was going to be going with her, but I'm not now, so I can trade. My wife's going with a friend. So we're going to start to hit some sellers here. Not a huge amount, but there just doesn't seem to be a lot of buyers. The buyers are really low here, so I think it's this sellers. It may continue down. Little Hammer, how you doing, buddy? Just check.
Order submitted.
Yeah.
Order canceled.
I've taken a couple of trades on a couple of accounts earlier. One was CL and one on here. Rude not to. The thing's just been literally dumping. So we got a channel up there, maybe an overshoot. We got a break at a new high. This looks like it may be reversing. It's a bit too early to get in there, really. Trouble is, if you don't, the thing may just surge down. But you got to leave this and just wait for a bit of a pullback. So, what do you guys think about these new rules then? There are some good bits and some bad bits. Most of it, I think, is positive. The bit I'm not a fan of is the fact that you've now got to get 250. Now, bear in mind, these are on the new accounts, not the current ones, if you've got a PA before that. But I personally think trying to get $250 to count as a day is a bit much. I think it's gone up from 50 to 250. That's going to encourage you to go for, based on your drawdown, 12.5% profit, which is a lot. So, you know, if you do, you have got these. I've got the old accounts at the moment, and I may just stick at those actually. But there are some good bits. For instance, the 50% profit. 50% consistency. If you go for bigger moves and runners, you don't have to worry about coming out at the 750. You can go higher. So the non-denials, I think, is a good thing. None of this messing around asking you to, prove it's you trading. No MEA rule or MAE rule, whatever it's called. So there's a lot of good things, but I've read some feedback about this the $250. I think it's a lot personally. I mean, I barely take a trade every day and I go for $150. So with the new accounts, I've got to adjust something. So if I'm assuming they're going to get feedback or they're going to be monitoring things, and I'm hoping that might be one of the rules. They may just decide to adjust, because it kind of does mean you've got to go for, well, certainly from my point of view, I've got to go for a little bit more. But a lot of it is positive. But there are, that's the one thing that really bothers me. The rest I'm not so worried with. I do like the fact that you can now go for a bigger profit if you want. I know some traders like to do that. I don't personally. I go for a small fixed amount. So channel break new low. It's just hard to trade this stuff at the moment. The ATRs float around 5, so you really got to be certain about what you're doing. But we did get up to the sell areas. I had an inkling it may sell off. I thought we may get into it a little bit more, but we literally touched the edge of it and reversed. So this thing for me still seems quite bearish. I did wonder when I saw this, but it looks to me like one attempt and another couple of legs up. And it's struggling, so I really wouldn't be. I mean, nothing's good news in the Middle East at the moment. It's going to affect oil, it's going to affect fuel prices, obviously it's going to affect gas prices, and just general fear and panic in the markets. It's going to affect everything, really. Cost of living is going to go up, obviously fuel, gas is going to go up. I don't know what else comes from that part of the world, but obviously the general concern about, is it going to spread? I thought after that first day that it may be over quite quickly, but it's definitely spreading. Obviously places like Dubai have got kind of involved as well. Cyprus, Akrotiri, Airbrace got hit by a drone. I flew into Akrotiri when we flew out. I lived in Cyprus for a while. My stepfather was in the military, so we actually flew out to Akrotiri. And that got hit by a drone. So I know now British planes have been involved. I think German planes are now involved. French planes are now involved. The thing seems to be spreading. It's obviously affecting Saudi. It's affecting all that area. So it's getting a bit messy. I'm kind of hoping it finishes quick, but it's not seeming like it, is it? So it's certainly probably going to be good for traders. I think any news, whether it's good or bad news, is good for traders, but you don't really want to be making money based on others' misery, do you? But, it kind of is what it is, isn't it? So it's unfortunate we didn't get anything up there. If we'd have got a lower high, I may have had a go at that. But this thing is just, I mean, look, we're down, 10, 20, 30, 35, nearly 40 points already. So if you can get into a move here, you could do really well out of it. So we got a little spike and shell there with a break. 1, 2 pushes to a new low. So trouble is, you've got to be careful short in here. Although I think this is quite likely going to continue bearish. You don't know how far it's going to push up before it goes. That's if it goes, of course. I don't just want to take a short here, although we've had a channel with a break and 2 pushes to a new low, so you've got to give this a little bit of space. You can get chopped up here if you're not careful. So, what's Bookmap showing us? We've still got a little bit of orders up here at 95, but there are buyers at 50 and below, which is below this swing here. So my guess is, if I had to guess, I'd say price is more likely going to go down So 50. Let's have a look. So there are buyers at 50 and buyers at 40 and buyers in between. Not that I'd want to buy this market at the moment, but obviously there are people who are maybe trying to catch the bottom. The trouble is, I know Mac talks about picking tops and picking bottoms. Now, if we get a reversal and you can get in at the right time, you could potentially get a massive move. So you could probably afford to lose 5 or 6 trades to catch a big move, but it's not something I do. So channel break, new high, strong push down. Some of these bars are massive. 32 ticks, that is. Gotta be so careful. I was hoping we kind of may get a second entry short there. Actually, we may not have even had a break. A new low here. There's the break there. Let's give us a little pullback here. So clearly sideways just at the moment. So 50, we knew there were buyers there. They've now been taken. There are buyers down here at 40 and 45. So my guess is this is going to come down, certainly break these lows here. Same again, no real way in really. It didn't break above there, so there's no second entry short there. Doesn't even look like a range really, is it? No, it's not really. Someone just said that. Not really treat it as a range. It's not. We got a leg up and a pull back, 2 more legs up and then down. And then look, what can you do? You've got to be so careful here. Look at that 36 tick bar there. That's about 9 points, that is. You get that wrong and that's expensive. You think so, dear? Let's have a look. You're about from here, are you? Trouble is, it doesn't really help you much, does it? Yeah, trouble is, it doesn't really help you. We're kind of down sideways. So Unless you're on about, you know, you said Big Mama, so you're obviously on about something a bit larger, aren't you? Still got some buyers down here, 200 odd contracts. Not a huge amount of contracts, but there's a lot of aggressive buying and selling, which I suppose you'd expect. Market's moving quite quick. Yeah, it is. That's what I mean. If you get one of these trades wrong, you know, a lot of these bars are 28, 30, 32 ticks. Was that 38? Well, that was. What was that? The low, 44, 30. Yeah, it's like 9 points. That's massive. If you get that wrong, that's expensive. It's $450 loss, that is, on one account, on one contract. I mean, you could move. It's not huge. I mean, we've had, well, I've set it up around 17 and 18 at times, but you don't really want to get it wrong. So you certainly want one hell of a good setup to get into this, and that's fine. That's okay. If you get a decent setup, it should quite comfortably get your points. So we got buyers down here. That's where I think price is likely to go. If we can get a second entry short here, I'm looking for some real rejection here. But I want to trap a bull bar as well. We haven't got a higher low or something, so it's not. There's nothing attractive to sell here really. If we had a nice higher low or a second entry long that triggered here, then we may get something. Move down. Yeah, I mean, you could go on to micros. That you've got a lot more flexibility there. I want to see a bull bar here, a higher low that triggers and traps longs, because there's bound to be bottom pickers around here. Same again, look at the size of that. Possible second entry long on the left, which is an inside bar, which means it's weak. If it triggers, we may get a failure. Bars naff there. Don't want to be trading any of this. It's too sideways congested. You can get stung here. There's possibly a second entry long there. It's not terrible, but trouble is I don't like any of this, especially the size of that. It's not a great trade. It's probably going to work, but it's just too choppy. You never know, it might trigger you and shoot up. It is pretty bearish at the moment, so if you are shorting, I think everything's got more chance of working, but you don't really want to base your trade on the fact that you're trading with momentum, especially when it's that choppy. That's tempting. Trouble is, we're nearly at this. You're bound to get some stops here, but the bar's too big and it's not going to finish right, I don't think, anyway. You don't want to short if the prices have broken the huge downtrend. Well, to be honest with you, we've made multiple attempts. Now, I'm not doing anything at the moment here. My guess is price is quite likely going to continue down I mean, overnight we've had this big move. We've had one attempt to push up. We had a push up. We had 3 little spurts which failed, and we've had 2 more legs up, and that's failed. Same again. Prices for me is heading down, just based on what's happening in the world at the moment. But obviously, it's not just a case of jumping in. I think price is going to go down, but we could quite easily get something like that, and then it rushes down. It is choppy, it is sideways. It's obviously got an air of bearishness to it. There's no arguing about that, but I'm not trading it at the moment, especially with all this stuff. It's choppy, wicky. It can crucify you, especially the size of the bars. But my gut feeling is, based on what I'm seeing, price is likely going to continue down, but you never know whether it's going to have a quick shove up there, leg and leg, clear out this liquidity before it goes. But sometimes when it's bearish, it just goes. I wouldn't have taken a trade there. If I took that, I'd expect to get stopped out, and rightly so. Look what's happened. It's triggered it, pushed down, stopped it out. But sometimes it can seem that, and it'll just whip back. As I say, we could get this. There's bound to be liquidity along here, so we could get that. And then another shove down. When it gets close to these lows here like that, especially when it's this choppy, it can flick around. So I just tend to sit tight. Guaranteed you do nothing, the thing will just drop. But you can't get into anything here. There's no trade, really. You may argue that one or possibly that one for a scalp or something. But when it's like this, slowly go down. The slower it goes down, quicker it spikes up. So for me, I'm just sitting tight. But my guess is just buy this. And this, clearly struggling to get up again. My guess is it's going to go off on one. So we've made a new low there straight away. So we got buyers at 40. There's bound to be buyers buying in this area, thinking that they may pick a bottom. I mean, if they get it right, the potential is massive. But doing this, you're probably going to pick a load of losers before you get a winner. But you've only got to get one winner. To reverse there, and the potential's massive. Took out the overnight lows, yeah, absolutely. We had to have something here, really. It's really bearish here. There was no hesitation there. The thing just dropped. So, I mean, even before this break, we'd come down 135 points, literally just straight down. And then we had a break, 2 pushes to a new low. We had one attempt to push higher. Then we had 2 smaller attempts. And so, yeah, you can get in here somewhere, mind you. That was about 6 o'clock in the morning UK time. I was tucked up in my bed. I hate that. Oh, I can't get rid of the yellow. Sorry, pink, yellow. These are my marbles. There we go. Okay, that's what I mean. You never know if it's going to spike back, clear liquidity, and then sellers are going to come in. That's if it does continue down, of course. Which is no guarantees. It's just so fast. Yeah, it is. Decisions have got to be super quick and accurate as well when it's like this. Great. I mean, if you can get into a trade, you'll be in and out in a few seconds if you can get it right. So I thought we may push up, clear liquidity, and we did. Is it going to bounce in, push up? It may do. My guess is, with just what's happening in the world, it's more likely going to go down. But I still need a really good, solid setup. So yeah, no lower high or anything, but it's so quick. I mean, 20 points. We're down ticks. We're down about 27, 30 ticks already. It's taken nothing to get these moves. Obviously, it can go back and you stop just as quick. Okay, a little pull back and then straight away down. You can't get in short down here, really. It's too close to these lows. So still got buyers down here. I still think this is coming down. It's flickering proper, isn't it? So there was actually a second entry long there which triggered and straight down. So if you're thinking about buying here, it'll do that to you. I'm looking for trap buyers. We need a little breakout up here somewhere. We're barely getting anywhere before the thing's dropping. I mean, look at that, straight down, 33 ticks. New low again. It's definitely bearish. There's no argument there. It's just finding a decent entry. And you've got to be so accurate, especially when the bars are this big, because you get it wrong, it can whip back and take you out, and all of a sudden you're down 8, 9 points before you can blink your eyes, before you can say, oh shit, what's happened? So leg with a little break. There's no entry there, really. You can't consider that a lower high. It's just a channel. Is this another channel now? I wouldn't expect, if this is going to continue down at this steep, it's just too much. It's probably going to feather off a bit, and this may be it. Too many congested areas. Yeah, it is. You got to find a nice little couple of legs up, and then some real rejection below that EMA, trapping bulls as well. I love it when I'm shorting into higher lows. You know, kind of that kind of bar there, when we get a higher low that triggers and looks to come down, because you're going to trap long. So I always like to get these higher lows. So I'm looking for a nice bull bar up here, a higher low up here that triggers and traps longs, because you've got that momentum, then it and they stop. Some of these bars are bloody ginormous, aren't they? 33 ticks again, tick above, tick below, 35 ticks. That's 8 3/4 point risk. Okay, it's bound to be liquidity around here and up here as well, so I'd expect that to get stopped out. There we go. So I didn't even get a chance to get my line out. So let's see what happens. So we've triggered below that bear bar, and this is pushing up. So if you got in there, you're too premature. So leg, a little bit of sideways and a leg. If we can get above there, see, it's getting close to the top of this and then just dropping. Ooh. So if this is a channel, my only slight concern here is we're coming away from the bottom just a little bit. Now, as it's so bearish, it may not make a difference, but whenever it starts to come away, I always avoid the next setup unless it's a really strong one, and this isn't at the moment, so we may even get a small break here. Because it's bearish, it might not. We've got close to the lows, but you can see we didn't quite get close here. We came right down from the top. As soon as we hit this level, buyers came back in and pushed this thing up. So yeah, someone else's. I always like to look at what someone else's. He's got the same thing. So leg up and another leg up. This thing's flickering around like crazy. Where's Thomas Wades? He's got nothing as yet. That was 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes ago. So I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, there we go. Just as we spoke, he's got the same. So it's clearly working. There's no argument there. And the good thing is as well, it's a lot less dramatic a move down as this one. So a little push up now. If we get a really solid setup, you could hold on here a little bit. I wouldn't mind going for 5 points instead of 3, or even a touch more, but it's got to be a real strong setup. So when we bounced here, same again, we're still struggling to get down, so we may get a break. See, on the left chart there, big strong bull bar, high or low, whatever you want to call it, broke below there, nice and strong, but went up a few ticks, came down, stopped it straight out. So if you're buying in this market at the moment, it's not working for you, so that tells me this thing's got more legs to go. There is a failure there. I'm not shorting into that. It may work. It may push below there. Second entry long failure. We're too far from that EMA for a start, and we're getting a bit flat at the bottom. I'm losing a touch of momentum, just a touch. You can see there, it's getting a little bit flat across there, and I drew that a few minutes ago, so you can see it's getting more dramatic there. So, and now it's getting a bit choppy, so you've got to be real careful here. So I've got plenty of buyers down here at 35, which is there, which is below price, which is good. Got buyers at 30, buyers at the majority of the strong buyers are all down here. So that's good news. Buyers at 30, they're all at nice round numbers as well. Buyers at 25 down here. So my guess is this thing's going to continue down now. Are we going to get a break here? We're definitely losing momentum. You can see it across there. The thing is, sometimes it's that bearish. It just struggles. We came up and hit that and pulled straight back. So if you can sell this market like this, you could do really well on it. So every time it's getting anywhere close to looking like maybe a move down, buyers are jumping in. Okay, we're getting this break now. How far is it going to go? It's taken out that. Will it get any higher? I don't think it'll get much higher before it moves. We'll see. So leg and a leg. Liquidity is up here. Is it going to get there? Let me have a look. Just under 60. There are some sellers. I'm guessing that is around about there. 60 is there. They're not waiting for above there. There are some sellers at 70. That's a bit high for me. I can't see it getting that high. So, little break, and all of a sudden this thing's diving again. You can't take it really. It's not a big channel, so you don't need a massive break. So it may work, but I'd want a lower high below the EMA and trap in some traders, I would. There are sellers up here, but not enough. If you look on, let me just bring bookmap in. I don't know whether you've got it or not, but there's not much up here. But look at the buyers down here. Very few sellers. There are some, but not enough. So all these sellers here, price is moving down towards them. As we know, price moves towards liquidity. So it's just slowly drawing price down. Look at this. We've barely got out of this. And all of a sudden, look at the things diving again. It just may be one of those days where there's just no way in. How you doing, Daryl? I want a nice strong higher low to trigger. That's an inside bar at the moment. If we can trigger a higher low here, then a lower high might not be a bad option, but that's an inside bar. So I can't see that encouraging buyers personally. May not make a difference. We're testing the underside of this line, so it may just rocket down, but there's nothing you can really do anyway. Yeah. It's an engulfing bar anyway. It's trigger below there, so it is a little weaker. We're getting a little bit of congestion here, so we may have another little pop out. That's tempting on the left side, but it's congested on the right side. There is a really strong higher low there, but look at the size of that bar. My guess is it's going to go down, but it's congested here, so it's just not worth it for 28 ticks. Tick above, tick below, 30 ticks. Too risky, that is. It's stacking up a bit now, so you've got to give this a bit of space. 12 months ago, I'd have got excited and dropped a sell straight in there before it even closed. And look what's happening now. So I don't panic anymore. I used to trade so impulsively, and it used to cripple me, especially when these bars are so big. Trouble is, when it's flickering around and you're seeing potential profit, you can feel your hair standing on end, and it's just, it's like going out and having you remember the first time you ever go out and have a few beers with your mates, and you have about 4 pints, and you kind of feel on top of the world. That's what I used to find trading like. I used to get that excited. You do calm down over time. You used to feel like a dog with a bone. You just want to run around pissing over everybody. Like an excited dog. Okay, so we've had a breakout there, but I mean, literally, we had a couple of bars and instantly came back down. Look at this thing now; we're down already, down lows again. So this thing is just, it's straight. Yeah, it's definitely bearish at the moment. Now we've had a break of it, 2 pushes to a new low. Now, as we know, sometimes that may cause things to reverse, but I'm not certainly not considering looking for longs at the moment. That move down, followed by those feeble attempts to push higher, have told me everything I need to know. Now, this is obviously isn't coming down as steep as this, so it may be liable for breaks, or maybe another attempt to try and push a bit higher there. Really, I mean, if you kind of every kind of strong bearish bar, that one, any strong bearish bar there, it just carried on down. 2 legs up. I'd have had a go at that one, I think. No, maybe I wouldn't have done. You wouldn't have got much of a move by then, but down here. But then, unfortunately, the trouble is we don't get 2 legs back. The thing hasn't touched the EMAs since what time was that? About 4 o'clock this morning until 9 o'clock. So there's over 5 hours that it hasn't got back to that EMA, and that's kind of proper bearish. And then we just sink right at the lows, don't we? It is getting a little bit concerning in the Middle East how quick the thing is spreading. Everyone seems to be getting involved. The trouble is, Iran is a big country. You don't know how much damage they could potentially do if they really make a point. Okay, so same again. It's picking off these orders. So 25, 20. This is definitely leading price down. Now, any time it could turn, but it's certainly not looking like it. Plenty of buyers down here. There's not much in the way of sell orders up here, really, because people are seeing prices just going down. There seems to be a lot more aggressive sellers today. Although there's not much orders on Bookmap, you can see the aggressive sellers, the box up there, just ranking up. So it's just absorbing any buyers down here as well. Buyers aren't getting a look in. And down we come some more, so that's gone now. The next bundle is at 20, and they're starting to appear down here. They're definitely picking nice round numbers. It seems to be coming down in fives. We had 35, 30, 25, 20, and 10 as well. There's a chunk at 10. So, I mean, look at this. There's no way in at all, unfortunately. I was hoping we'd have a little pullback here. Would have been nice. Ooh. Okay, are we getting a break of this? Maybe. So we're looking for a couple of legs. This thing may just hit the EMA and drop. Unfortunately, we just got to sit and wait. So many times it'll do this and just drop. You know, there are some traders, as we know, who will just put an order in there, put a stop up here, and then put something down here. We have to wait for it to get high enough, give us a setup and a signal bar. So it's like trying to catch the perfect storm. The trouble is when it's so bearish, it just barely does anything. So we got a little micro up there with a break. If we can push up and get another leg up here, we may get something. I'm going to get an order ready just
Order
in case.
submitted.
Now, I'm not trading all my accounts. There's 1, 2, 3 I'm leaving. One I took a small loss on. I've got a couple of wins on another. The one I took a small loss I did on the CL, which was my account. I got paid. I took $173 loss on it, but that's fine. Come on, push up. Shit, didn't even get close. And then all of a sudden down. Come on, get up. That's it, go on. And again. That's it. Now, if we can push up now. Come on. Come on. You're not going to, are you? Oh, I thought we were going to get something then. That would have been lovely. Not a chance. Damn.
Order
I thought we were going to get
canceled.
something. Then when that was going up, I thought, oh, finish up here, trap some bulls, give us a nice bear bar, and away we go. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be 1 minute. There's nothing you can do. You can't even take that, really. There's just no room to the lows. Doesn't mean it won't work, but it's just too damn risky. That is too far from the MA. Too far from the lows. What did it get to? 2.25 points. That's going to shove up, I think. Or maybe not. God, we don't even get close to it, do we? That's a shame. Trouble is, we can't just bend the rules when we see fit. We've just got to do it. And order cancelled. Yeah, it is frustrating, really, but yeah, it doesn't bother me really anymore. All the frustration in the world doesn't change things, does it? You just have to be patient, unfortunately. But then all of a sudden, when you're patient, one may be round the corner, bending the rules, and eventually loss would send me into Tilt C. Do you know what, mate? If I sat and took what I believe to be a good trade and I lost it, I was okay with that. If I lost a trade that I knew in the back of my mind I should have really left, those are the ones that send you on tilt. So the answer is sit here and don't take a trade until you believe it to be a good one. And then if it loses, you've learnt a lesson. You know, there's something to learn. It's okay to take losses if you think it's a good trade. It's not if you were impatient and you knew you really shouldn't have taken it. And those are the one that always used to make me crack. And I used to crack big time. We've all done it, haven't we? But you give up in the end because, you know, I still do stupid things from time to time. I still have this habit of getting a single account and trading it when I know I really shouldn't have done. I know I really shouldn't do. But I don't know why I do it, really. I kind of say to myself, oh, I don't really want to risk all my accounts, but I might just risk the one. That tells me straight away that I'm taking something more risky, and I'm not generally a risk taker as such. I like something, you know, Mac will show these green trades. I tend to avoid those, although every one of Mac's works, ironically. But I tend to just wait for the obvious ones. But, you know, even professional traders, we're all human, you know. People, you know, I've heard people like Tom Hugard say occasionally, you get caught out, you're a little bit too confident, and then so on and so forth. But look at that. So just woof, straight up. So even professional traders aren't immune. There's a limit to everyone's patience. You know, I heard a professional trader saying, no, absolutely, professional traders get emotions. They just put things in place. They're smart about putting things in place to mitigate them. You know, as we know, most brokers now, you can set limits if something goes wrong. I mean, if you're taking a trade, maybe without a stop like some do, and you know, God forbid, have a heart attack, you never quite know what's going to go on. So it's always useful to use what the broker's got available to protect yourself. I know another couple of professional traders that only have they trade contracts based on their total pot size, but they only have 25% of their pot size in their broker, just in case. They put the rest of it into like the S&P, just invest it. So there are loads of ways you can protect yourself, even for a professional trader. No one's immune to emotions. No one. Some people may say they are. They're not. Everyone's got a limit. So every time we've had a move down like this, we pull back, and this is no exception. But is this a kind of a bottoming pattern? Maybe. We've had a channel with a break. We've made a couple of bounces. We've made an attempt to pull back. Until I see something, a sure thing, this is just a pullback to me. So, How do I feel about that? Let's get rid of this for a minute. Touch, touch, touch. I don't like this bit down here and then the drop. So maybe it is, but just for now, I'm just going to remove it. As I say, we still have sellers from about 18. Sorry, buyers. So we got buyers there below the highs. We got buyers at 15 there, and we've got buyers right down here at 700. So there are traders wanting to buy this. So this is liquidity sat here waiting to be picked up. So my guess is it's quite likely going to continue down. Who knows though? So break, new high, all in one. Okay, channel down there. There is a higher low there. Now, if I took a long there, I'd expect to be stopped out. So my guess is this is going to push down here. Now, I'm not doing anything at the moment because it's a little bit congested. We have made a new low there. Possible bottoming pattern. It's not great. So I'm just sitting tight here. If I had to guess, I'd say that bar's going to get stopped out. If I took that bar, I'd expect to get stopped out. Kirk, how you doing, bud? You're about Tom Hugard? Yeah, I watched a bit of him this morning. He took a loss on something. He was shorting. No, he picked a bottom or something. I'm assuming you're on about Tom Hugard, aren't you? Yeah, he was trading I think he was trading the DAX and the FTSE and stuff. I think it was about 9 o'clock UK time I watched him. He was trading from 8. Every time I see him, he seems to be taking losses. So that's kind of good for us. At least it gives us hope, doesn't it? FTSE in the DAX, yeah. Yeah, he was picking a bottom to me, wasn't he? And it pulled back a bit and came back and stuffed him. Okay, so if you'd have taken that one, how far did it get? You might have got 3 points out of it. You may have done. Is this going to push down? It's hard to say. Oh, is that what he does? I noticed he had just over 9,000 odd or late 9,000s. I actually saw that and thought, he ain't got much money, is he? But I'm just guessing it's just maybe for the day. I'm guessing he's got a little bit more money than that. Channel break. 2 legs up. Yeah, he'll have some more. He'll have more money than that. I'd like to go to one of his seminars, actually. I think he lives in the UK, I think. I'd like to go to one of his seminars. I'm working on one of the new end of day things halfway there. Yeah. To be fair, we had an email, I think, the day before saying that there was going to be some change. In fact, we had an email probably a week before and saying there was going to be some changes, but it didn't say what. But I didn't expect that much, nowhere near. I think most of it is okay. The one bit I'm not a fan of is having to get $250. With a $2,500 order, that means you've got to kind of make 7.5%. I forgot all about it, mate. I'll sort it out after. Let me take that photo. I'll sort it out. I forgot all about it, mate. My daughter's going to a concert tomorrow in Manchester, and we've been out panic buying clothes and skirts and boots and all sorts of stuff. So I've had my head in the clouds a minute. Let me just take a photo. Yeah, when you got a teenage 17-year-old daughter, mate, your head's in the clouds most of the time. Yeah, I'll sort that out after the stream, bud. Yeah, she's going to see Leve in Manchester. I was supposed to be going with her, my wife, but she's going with a friend of hers. We bought them some tickets for Christmas for my daughter and her friends. So her friend's mum's going with my wife, so it saves... because with teenagers concert, it's going to be stressful, so I can work anyway tomorrow. We weren't going in anyway, we were just kind of dropping them off. So 2 legs up, lower high. You can't take a setup here just in case we trigger that lower high and give us a second entry long and it pushes up, but I'm still not ready to go long. I'm avoiding shorts just at the moment. I'm just waiting to see what happens, but let me just check I got your email. I've got a habit. I've had stacks of emails lately. I had about 10,000. You might have to email me again, mate. Let me just check. Yeah, I can't find it. Just email me again, bud, will you? I've been trying to keep on top of my emails. I had 10,000 about 4 days ago, so I'd just been bulk deleting them. That's quite a strong looking buy bar off that EMA, but I'm not ready to go long yet, not after such a big move down. This could just be a pullback before it continues down. Let me just see if there's anything slightly larger. No. Let me see what Bookmap's doing. Sorry about this one, flicking around this a bit much. So there are sellers at 50. 750, which is there. We've still got lots of buyers down here at 15 and below. 20, 15 and down here, so this still may come lower. We got a channel with a break. That to me at the moment is just 2 legs up. I'm not ready to go long yet. Sent it again. Good on you, mate. I'm watching in SNC. Fits pretty well. Give me a sec. Sorted. Yeah, I'll sort it out for you, bud. No problem. No worries. Okay, so we got this channel here with a new high. We came back to the EMA. Looks like 2 legs up. This is crunch time again. I don't know where it's going, to be honest with you. Tell you what. I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at the 10,000, see if that looks any. Yeah. Now, this looks like it's skipping up to me, but how far is it going to go? This thing's going again, isn't it? Whoa, where's that thing going? Have we found a little bit of support there? We may have. Nothing you can do at the moment. It's a bit choppy. There's no real direction. Are we continuing down, or have we pushed up and we bounced a couple of times? Is this going to have an attempt at pushing up higher? So bear bar there. I don't like it. I'd expect to get stopped out. And there we go. So if you'd have gone about, look at that. Nearly 40 ticks. It ain't finished yet. 39 ticks. So if you got in short there, channel down, kind of like a failure, second entry long failure. It's just, it's choppy. We may have found some support here, so it may temporarily push up to these highs. So this is our going. This is This is proper chop now. So we are finding some support here. Let's see if this holds. Or is this thing going to slice straight through? May well do. Okay, so have we got 2 legs back? It's cleared some liquidity there. 1, 2, 3. I'm just not ready to trade long or short at the moment. I don't know where the hell things going. Are we still bearish at the moment, or is this bouncing and it's going to rocket up? Yeah, any liquidity there and is now gone. I don't think it's realistic for those who watch Mac for him to come in at the end of the day and mark up. He should have taken all these trades plus 50. I haven't watched him for a couple of days. I usually watch it. You know, sometimes I'm interested in what he's got to say, but I don't know. I don't think I get any value from it, to be honest with you. Didn't he show a couple of videos of a couple of people taking trades last week? Excuse me. I don't mind those. I'd rather that. I think that you get much more value from people sending in trades that lost, so he can explain maybe why. That's where you get some value. There's no point in saying don't do something and not explaining why. Absolutely. You get more value if you want to, especially for newer guys. I mean, most of you lot in here have been doing this a while now, so we kind of know how the world works. But for newer traders, you need a little bit more than just you can take that, because all that tells you is there's 20 high probability trades in a day, and there isn't. It's easy to find them after the fact. I mean, if I could trade seeing the chart, I'm pretty sure I'd be taking 20 trades. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? I don't know why he does it. He just must be oblivious to it. He certainly doesn't. He's not an awkward, vindictive guy, is he? He's a nice fella. I don't know. I think he's getting a bit long in the tooth, isn't he? He's set in his ways. I think he'll be retiring soon. I'll be surprised if he's still here in another 2 years. When I say still here, I don't mean dead. I just mean retired. I don't think he needs the money by the sounds of things. I know he's into real estate, isn't he, as well? So he sounds like a sensible guy. I think he's not short of a few quid, is he? Okay, so there's just nothing here. I kind of get the sneaking suspicion this thing is going to launch up in a minute. Trouble is, it's kind of trying all different kinds of angles, isn't it? Now, whether there does turn out to be something larger there, Thomas Waves put it. I don't know how I feel about it. It doesn't look terrible, but it's a bit odd. It may, who knows? It may be. Perhaps I should just put that there and kill the colour. So it's an area of interest. I would prefer it here, bouncing off the midline, but obviously that's another story. So maybe it is something like that. If this is continuing down, which it certainly looks like it is, it's obviously not going to continue down at that rate of knots. It's going to feather out. We had a move up with a break, then another couple of legs up, and then eventually it's kind of settled into another rhythm of moving down again. But it's just catching it right, really. We need a kind of a second entry up here, don't we? Or a small break and maybe a test of this line. The trouble is, this is starting to go down quite slow, and that makes me nervous. Sometimes all of a sudden then we'll launch. I've still got most of these sellers down here at 20.15, which is below price. 15 there. There's not much in the way of sellers. There are some there at 7.50, but not much. Probably going to be bulls trap there. This thing may come down, but I need to get it up here really before I'm going to enter. There we go. Two legs up. We need something bearish now. We can get a lower high here.
Order submitted.
That just wasn't quite right, but
Order cancelled.
we got two moves up, haven't we? Unfortunately, that's just no good. A lower high might not be terrible. Trouble is, look at that. That's a nice bull bar there. It's high or low. If that gets triggered and comes down, we may have a triple test there. Okay, testing this line, if that's valid. See what happens. Sellers around about 47 that I can see. About there. That's interesting. It's going to be liquidity around here. I'm hoping this thing just drops. Testing the overnight lows there. It's always a possibility we could get something like that. Yeah, you may be right, mate. Mind you, we get one setup. The good thing is that, I mean, the EMA is a bit high. The good thing is if you get a decent setup, it'll work quite quick. We may get something, you never know. But yeah, I mean, if you can get in here somewhere while it's on its way down, you'd be done and dusted, wouldn't you? Unfortunately, we did have a couple of legs up there. That wasn't terrible. Now, at the time, you don't know it's going to do this. So if you knew it was going to do this, any type of a pullback like that, you can just jump in. But you just don't know. And if you look at this channel down there, we clearly got a channel down, but then we have a break, maybe a break and a new low. So, but if that was bearish, what I like about that is if we get a bearish bar here, see how we've broken below with that bull bar, a really strong bull bar up. That is going to trap traders, and that's kind of what it did. Unfortunately, it finished more or less neutral, so that just didn't, well, the fact that it was about 4 o'clock in the morning probably would have kept me out of the game. But if that had been bearish, 2 legs up, bulls trap there, then you'd expect that to come down. But you don't know it's going to do that. So, is this valid? I don't know, to be honest with you. Maybe it is. It's not, that kind of is, and then we have a bit of an overshoot. But I mean, you could tweak this a tiny touch if you could, maybe. Don't know whether it'd help or not. Trouble is, my experience is sometimes you're best off leave it where you put it, and that does fit. But my guess is if you're getting a bit premature here, this is likely going to spike up and catch you out. You got a bear bar, then you got a lower high there. My guess is that's going to have a quick heave up, stop out that and stop out that, and get us up to maybe a bit of a correction. But it's wicky as hell, isn't it? But I wouldn't take the short there, and I certainly wouldn't take a lower high there, especially when it's going sideways. That makes things so much more riskier. So that one there, taking that one there, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 bars side by side, and then when you have that one and that one, same again. That's even worse. it's definitely choppy then, and look what's going to happen. So you get in there, you end up getting taken out. So we knew there were some sellers there, not a huge amount. Some a little bit further up there. We got a possible measured move for maybe a steeper correction, but if we can get some real rejection here, you know, there's a good chance then we make these lows, but we're clearly coming down in a fashion. Then 2 legs up like that, we may get that move down. Do you know, if I was going to swing trade a little bit or more, go for a little bit more points, that is the type of thing I would do at these legs. Just jump in here, maybe put a stop, something like that, 10 points, and then go for double it on the way down or something, double or triple. In fact, I'll tell you what, let's, just for the fun of it, let's put that there, and put that, say, above there. And then, so I'm going to get stopped out before I even put it in. And then let's put this down. Profit's going to work that way, isn't it? Let's put the profit from there and see if we can get down these lows. So see if like something with that works. So that's a 9-point risk, 218, 36. So basically that's risking 1 to make 4. If we take a tick off that anyway. I know the round, isn't it? Let's call it 8. So I'll probably put it up there if I was going to do that, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. But so the reason I said that is because it's right at that measured leg, but this thing's got other plans, hasn't it? But that's the type of thing I would like to see, 2 legs up and then a quick reaction there and then just jump in. It ain't going to work anyway, I don't think, is it? I expect we bounced on the top of that measured move and then we took off again. But there is probably going to be a bit of liquidity there, so maybe you'd want to go a bit higher. So what's that risk? That's 16.75. This needs to be 33.5 to make it worthwhile. Yeah, so risking 1 to 2. But it doesn't look like it's going to do that. So is this thing reversing? It's certainly moved up quite strong, isn't it? So if this is a channel, it may be we've had a couple of legs down. We're only getting to the middle and we can't get to the bottom. That obviously, we're coming away from the bottom. That tells us we're likely to have a break. But I'm not even a massive fan of this. I don't even know whether it is a channel or not. A couple of people have got it. Thomas Wade had it, which is why I've taken away the colour. But this thing is not holding any prisoners, is it? So that is a fair old move. So from the bottom there, we're up 43. That's unreal, isn't it, really? But if you can get one runner with a move like that. So a lot of these orders down here now are starting to get yanked. So that's telling me this may be as low as it's going to go for a time. We may get some move up. See, excuse me, Thomas Wade's got that channel like that. He's taken away that. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest with you. See what Dan's got. So Dan has got this. He's got that somehow. Well, having said that, if you look at the midline, I Okay, much it fits quite nice at the middle line, so maybe it is something like that. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just getting a little bit thirsty here. I'm just going to make a quick cup of tea. And I'll be back. So it's hard to know what's going on at the moment, so we'll just keep our heads down and have a look. So I'll be about 3 to 5 minutes and I'll be back. Interesting. So I'm going to get rid of that actually. So there are sellers at 85. Right, is this reversing? It's hard to say, isn't it? After such a big move like that, how far does it need to go up before it's reversing? The trouble is, if this is a channel running along the side here, so we may get a break. We're running into sellers right here. If we form a larger bullocks trader. I traded a load of bollocks Discord. We all go through that stage. Some of the crap stuff I've taken in the past. Do you know, I remember about not long after I started streaming. So I've been streaming about 3 years and 2 months. I started, I think, November. And I remember seeing this market collapsing like this. One long after I started, maybe 6 months after I started streaming. It was absolutely tanking, and it came up to the top, didn't give us a setup, and I thought, oh, sod it, I'm not missing this. And I went short, and it triggered me instantly, shut up and stop me out. So when it's like this, it's uncanny. The market's very cleverly manufactured, let's say, to work a certain way, and sometimes weak positions always seem to get taken out. You would have much more chance of making a profit in a casino that you would trade in a chart. You know, obviously, you know, if you're looking at things like slot machines and stuff like that, they're usually set to something like 97.5%. So if you put $100 in, effectively it'll pay $97.5 out, somewhere along those lines. And that's where these casinos get their edge. So you wouldn't have that opportunity here. So it's uncanny when your patience goes and you decide to get in, how unlucky you are. You think you would have some luck in these markets, but they always seem to know what you're doing. That's kind of how it feels. That's strange. It's very strange. Sad at the moment. We got no whiskey in the house, so I've got to hold on to an empty. This is all I've got for comfort, an empty box. We've decided to cut down a little bit, down to 2 bottles a week. No, we haven't. But yeah, I was drinking too much. So I've just got an empty box for company. So, channel, the break. Where's price going? I can see there's sellers up there. There's 205 contracts. If you haven't got Bookmap, I'm just watching it free on YouTube. Sorry. Oh, that's Nutty. I've got him on as well. Yeah. You can see those orders at 85 there up here. So my guess is price is likely going to push up those orders. There's some at 95 as well. So if we can get a decent setup, let's get Nutty back. It's all right. He was in a trade. I was just watching him. If we get another pullback here, we may get something up. The trouble is, depending on how you've got this, correct trader performance this morning looks offering 30. Really, I like watching other streamers sometimes. I like Nutty. He was just in a short. He took a short. I was just looking at it and thinking, I wish I had the nerve to hold on to stuff like. Obviously, he trades a bit different than I do. So it's got to get below there for me. So I'm looking for buyers now. Sorry. Yeah, there are some buyers now. There are some at 70 as well, which is a little bit, excuse me, a little bit lower. I'm not getting in here. We haven't made a new low as yet. It could trigger and come back down. I'd like to break below there. Yeah, we haven't done as yet. If we come down and get a second leg, we may get something. ATR has come down a little bit, but it's still high if you get it wrong. In fact, I didn't notice on my second chart there is a second entry long. However, the fact that it worked, I wouldn't have got into it. I would have still expected. I'd have waited for a break below there. We got a channel with a break. If you get in here, you never know when it's going to come down and break the low. So I wouldn't have got into that, even if I'd have seen it. It is a second entry long, but that is a fair size move up. So I'd expect a little bit more than that little wiggle and then up. Doesn't look like a big chart, a big move, but it's 60 points, and that is a fair move. And just to have that and that, I would have waited. We're coming up to these sellers here now. There are sellers further up as well, so maybe this thing is moving up. So there are sellers at 95, that's a fair old way up. Then 800 as well. Whether it'll get that height, who knows. He didn't take it due to a weak bar, did he not? Yeah. I mean, the thing that's going for it, I suppose, is if you've got a bear bar here and it triggers up. But with a channel like that, I always like to wait for a break and a new low, which we didn't quite get. So it's one of those things. You do nothing, it moves, you get into it, it stops you out. So you just have to follow your rules. And sometimes the worst trade in the world can work. You may go short right here, just as it takes off, and it may work. So I never let it bother me. I never let that bother me. Missing a trade. If I leave a trade, I'm fine with it. I've got no qualms with it at all. Because you do learn over time. It used to rub my nose in it when it worked, but now it doesn't because you know, as we know, even poor trades can work. Now, is this going to continue up? Based on what I'm seeing on Bookmap, at least for the moment, and in all fairness, if you think about what happened yesterday, we had that gap down. Now, with what happened over the weekend, I was amazed to see that's all we gapped down. I thought this thing was going to collapse, but it didn't. We have that move down, we retested it, we had a pullback, and we had a second leg down. And then from the rest of the day, from around 9 o'clock UK time, all it did was a slow grind up. And it took everything and more. So then when I saw this overnight, obviously things are escalating in the Gulf area at the moment. There are other countries starting to get involved now. So it's starting to look like this thing could be drawn out and it could spread all over the Middle East. Now, obviously, we know there's a good chunk of things like oil and gas that come from that part of the world. So it's looking like that is affecting things. So the fact that it did that doesn't surprise me. But whether it is going to recover it all or some of it, who knows? I mean, there's flights all over the region, isn't there, that have been downs. There's, people can't get back from holidays. Fortunately, with the time of year, the people abroad is minimal. Obviously, if it had been in the summer months, it would have been a different story. There'd have been a lot more people abroad. So, 2 little legs back and a couple of pushes up to a new high. So now this is crunch time. If this is going to continue up, I'd like to see something like this maybe. Maybe a reaction here and then a continue. But it's still not going back very strong. That's quite strong, but it's feathering out already. Anybody see that video online? I think it was in Kuwait. That downed American plane with a female pilot. Anybody see that video? The guy walked up to her and asked if she was okay and did she need anything? I bet her blood was rushing around her body like crazy after just ejecting from a fighter jet. But it's nice to see some females in the sky. So are we going to get something like this now? So I can see sellers up here, sellers at 90. Now, when it gets there, I'm not too concerned. All I'm more concerned with is if we get 2 legs back, that there are traders up here with money to spend. It's more likely going to continue up. But I need to get down here, really. Certainly below that bar there. If this thing's going to continue up, I'd at least expect it to break below that bar there. We've got a little bit of a pullback and a move up. So for me, that's a must. Ideally that one as well. So it needs to get below there for me. It needs to clear liquidity before. So that and that. Does that matter so much? Maybe not really. It's quite low down, that is. But certainly this needs to go. That bar there. It's getting a bit congested now, so it's got to come down here. I got to say, when the Ayatollah was killed, I expected lots of Iranians to go into self-preservation mode and start trying to make deals. But they're having a good go, aren't they? Sometimes if you take out the ringleader, the rest start thinking differently. Okay, that's the key for me. I'd absolutely expect that to get taken out if it was going to go higher. If it's coming down, obviously it's a given. Any second now. Boom, there we go. Let's see if we get a reaction here. Just have a zoom out now. It is getting to this area again. I mean, there's always that possibility this could pull down, but that to me is a strong push up, and it looks like it may be continuing on in a slightly less dramatic fashion. So I'd like to see a bull bar here followed by a possible higher low, but I'm not sure whether it's going to. Yeah, that looks. See, at the moment we've got a channel with a break, 2 pushes to a new high, so let's get rid of that. It was just more for curiosity. So is this going to pull down again now? It's hard to say. Have we got some kind of a range going on? Maybe. It's a bit. It doesn't really help us, does it? So there are some buyers at 70 there, not a huge amount. Okay, a couple of bounces, bound to be some liquidity there. Let's see some reaction now. Channel with an overshoot. Often, as we know, overshoots result in a move in the opposite direction. So cleared liquidity, and there as well. Is this going to bounce? I could bring that down there. It works along the midline, but just for now, let's treat it as an overshoot. Actually, I'm going to stretch this down now, I think. It's touching okay on the midline. Now, is this going to come down? That will be a second entry short. There's possible an overshoot, so it could result in price moving up. I'm just sitting tight at the moment. I don't really know. What I will say is there may be a shoulder, head, shoulder, which is a bearish pattern. This may absolutely tank. But I'm not sure at the moment. I got no idea whether it's going to continue up or come down. If that's a valid channel with the shoulder, head, shoulder, I'd say then yeah, it may come down. But it's holding quite high, so nothing doing for me. Iran flights. Its final battle as expected. Not much to see there, yeah. The trouble is, they're kind of firing missiles a bit at everyone at the moment. It's affecting Cyprus. It's affecting places like Dubai, obviously Israel, and other places, other kind of American military base. So I think a lot of others are getting involved now. So whether that may speed up the process. I know the French are involved now. The Germans are involved. Starmer's finally pulled his finger out of his arse and backed Trump a bit. At the end of the day, no one wants a war, but you certainly don't want a lunatic dictator who's killed tens of thousands of his own people, who's more or less ready to build a nuclear bomb. As messy as it is sometimes, you can't let that happen, because if you get one guy like that decides to fire off a nuclear weapon at Israel or something like that, there's no going back from that, is there? So this is a little skirmish, I suppose, compared to what would happen if there was a nuclear missile fired. And I'm pretty sure the way the Iranians feel about the Israelis, it's likely going to land on Israel if so. You really have to, if you've got a bully in the playground that's walking around with a knife, you've got to get it off him and stop him from doing any damage. As messy as it is, I know it's going to involve a lot of people. There are going to be a lot of casualties. Price is going to go up. Cost of living is going to go up. You've got to do something about it. No, they don't have one at the moment, but they are building the capability to have one, I believe, and that's scary enough. And not only that, the fact that he's killed tens of thousands of his own people. You can't let it happen, really, and a lot of them are young people, students and stuff. I mean, we'll only ever hear a certain part of it. You hear what goes on in the world, usually from media, so whether it's all true exactly, we'll kind of never know all the ins and outs. But I don't know. I thought, well, when he went, I thought things may change, but who knows? I mean, I've always had the opinion that how can you, as a nuclear power, say to another country, we can have nuclear weapons, but you can't? But Russia doesn't worry me that it's got nuclear weapons. China doesn't worry me that it's got nuclear weapons. What worries me is the heavily religious nutcase in the Middle East. He's the one that worries me. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see whether it was all worth it in time. The trouble is, if people ever, nuclear weapons really are designed never to be used. They're there as a deterrent. No one wins in a nuclear war. Russia fire at America, America fire at back. No one wins. There's no winners. There's massive, huge amount of loss. So, they need to be there as a deterrent. And it's the heavily religious people, the real fanatics that concern me. The one thing about, I suppose, Western civilization, they care about their own life. They value their own life. They're not willing to, to kind of die. They're not, they've not got the ideology that they're going to, that 24 virgins and rivers of honey, that sort of thing. They're the people that concern me that may have nuclear weapons. So, I suppose we'll see how messy it gets over time. Whereas yeah, I'm not really religious. I don't really believe in God. I like to believe there's something, but I'm kind of more, I want to see it before I believe it, really. But I like to think I'm going to see my mum again, and me dad and stuff like that. I like to think when I go, that I'm going to see my, kids again. What is going on? I'm just wondering if this is 2 attempts to push up and it's going to come down, or is this just 2 attempts to go lower and it's going to move up? I certainly expect this to come down a little more at the moment. There are orders at 70, which is down there, which is kind of at the right area, 2 legs back. Orders at there and orders at 800 up here. 805. So is this finally moving up? It may well do. We've got us breaking a new high, 1 more attempt to go lower. I'd like to see a second attempt followed by a move up. I think, compared to what happened on Monday, I think there's a good chance we can recover a lot of this. We've taken a chunk of it back already, I think, we maybe a third of it, just under a third. So I'm certainly not thinking about shorts at the moment. I think that's a fair old move up, really. It's actually from the lows. We're up 70 points, so channel down with a break. I expect a new low. Take out some of these early birds. You worry about your trades trying to stop. Guardian Angel Trader, my friend. Don't tell me you still haven't got it yet. Best bit of software I got, that was. That protects yourself from yourself. Okay, here we come down. That's taken out that, and that. So channel down with a break, new low. So I want to see it retest this. Now, whether it'll come right down here or not, I don't know. I certainly wouldn't go long here because it's in the middle of this. As much as I think we've got 1 attempt to go lower, second attempt, channels played out, as much as I think it could go higher, I'd be guessing here. Trouble is, sometimes when it has this next test, it doesn't quite get back far enough before buyers start jumping in. So, see if this second entry long triggers for a failure. I wouldn't take a failure either, because it may come down, break below there and move up. There is a failure on this chart. Trouble is, once we're below there, there's not a hell of a lot left till you get down at the bottom. So whether this market's got the legs to continue down to these lows, I don't know. There you go. So, flipping hell, this thing is rattling around. What is going on here now? There's got to be news induced. This has. Something's happened, I'm guessing. There's a lot of aggressive buys at the moment. 17, 18, 19 million. Yeah, I think now we've broken above this. I think this is likely going to go higher. Let me just do something like that. no way in anyway, really, is there? So that's what I mean. Remember I mentioned about there, we never quite get back to these lows on that second attempt, and that thing traps them shorts, didn't it? And woof, up it went. Okay, Thomas Wade's just put that. That looks good to me. Clearly working along that top edge. Bounce, 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 bounce. I like that. That looks good to me. So, a couple of legs back. See, I was hoping we'd get back to the bottom here somewhere and then find a way up, but that thing just launched there. So we're hitting these sellers now. Now, let me have a look here. So, if this is going to recover a lot of this, where could it go? If I go from there and not be too greedy, I think there's a good chance we get. I mean, that thing is just not wanting to stop now. I mean, literally in the last 20 seconds, it's up nearly 20 points. Just looking at someone's got a 2,500 tick chart. Now that looked, well, that didn't look too bad, did it? That looked a little bit better. Does that really make a difference? Not really. Second entry long there. Leg up, 2 legs back. I'd have jumped all over that if I'd have seen that. That's a nice setup there. You got a bear bar there, plus a lower high. Push below the EMA, push straight back up. Trap some shorts there. That pushed up. Took out that one and that one in one bar. Interesting. That's the 4,000 tick chart. Trouble is, you can get one decent bar, one decent setup on every chart. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work all the time. So back to the EMA. Unfortunately, I can't take it. I still think there's a good chance this thing is going to continue up. It has cleared any liquidity there. So whether that makes a difference, but this to me is looking quite strong. 24 ticks there. Not taking this at the moment. There may be a channel. It may come lower. It may test the top of this. I don't know what's going on at the moment, but I'm not taking it. Yeah, you can't take that. It may work. It's irrelevant. My guess is it may trigger and come down below. It's 24 ticks that. That's super risky. Thomas Wayne will consider a higher low. I want this coming down first. Down to here. I suppose you could say there is a higher low there. Trouble is it's congested. It's irrelevant whether it works. It's clearly congested at the moment, so it's a no. You can't really take that. Bar's huge again. It triggered the bear bar, pushed up and stopped it out. Okay, channel, 2 attempts to push higher. Second entry short, possibly. If this finishes bearish, it may come down. I know it's going over it. A little breakout, maybe it fails. I'd certainly like it to come down here, this area down here, before I even considered a long. So, let me have a look. So, sellers at 5 and at 10 and at 15. There's 5, so I still think it will go up. I'd just like it to pull back first. 5, 10, 15. So, I think there's a good chance this will continue. I'd like to see it come down here. This is all congested. This is a little breakout, and it may fail. It may push up. It depends how bullish it is, but I'd like it to come down here. If you jump in here, sometimes it'll trigger you and then just rock down. Stop out that, and then buyers, the smart buyers are down here. In fact, there are buyers there, just a fraction over 90. Which, let's say about there, just below there, which is right in this kind of area here. Thomas Wade took that. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised. It's just congested. I'm really surprised he took that. Depending on how he took it, it's an engulfing bar for a start, which makes it weaker. Trick below there. We haven't made a new low from this. There is room down there. It's no argument. It's congested. It's risky as hell. He's put great trade. I don't know what the hell he's looking at here. Yeah, look. Someone's put, what did they put? Look, great trade. Someone's put, let's have a look. No trigger yet, 8 for 8. Where did it put? Great trade. Someone's put, what do you see? What the, so congested on my screen. Yeah, I'm not seeing, I don't know what he's seeing. Perhaps he'll post his thing. I'm not seeing anything. There's no trade there, not my chart. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars stacked side by side, and that one's an engulfing. The fact that it works irrelevant. Great trade. You can't say that's a great trade. It's not a great trade, really. It's a super risky trade, especially when we're off the bottom and it's congested. It's a strange one, that is. It just goes to show, doesn't it? We all have kind of weird ways, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars stacked side by side. So many times with a channel down there, you'll push up that bar there, trap the longs, and rock down for second leg, for 2 legs down. Yeah, it's an odd one, that is. Yeah, it's the trouble is it's okay being risky, but if you're risky on a bar that's 6 points, well, a tick below 6.25 points, it's very risky, that is. They're so big, some of these bars. What's he trading at the moment? 8 contracts, 9 contracts. That goes wrong. That's pricey. See, we got a little micro channel down here with a break. We haven't made a new low. Usually bars like that, traders go long in a little downtrend, get triggered, and eventually stopped out before, you know, it does what it does. Mind you, I suppose what you got to say really is everyone trades differently. Some people will play the numbers game, and yeah, let's say if that works 7 times out of 10, some people will deem it's worth taking. So what's right for one isn't necessarily right for another. I'm just talking about how I'd feel about taking a trade. Because we see stuff like that triggers that one, and then woof, leg and a leg, trapping all the early birds. And at the moment, it's finicky. It's not going up strong. There's a lot of risks. I still think there's a chance this is going to come down and stop this out. I'm surprised it went so high, but when the ATR is double what it is now, if you went a tick above there, 4.5 points. That ATR is half of that. You've got a 2.25 points. It might not work in that case, but because the ATR is a little bit higher, a smaller move, you know, on a smaller ATR is obviously twice the size when the ATR is bigger. But look what's happening now. That's what I expected to happen. I mean, it hasn't come down here yet, but leg, trap the early birds in, and then down. And someone else is saying fail, second entry short. Actually, that's the fail. I'll be shocked if this doesn't come down here. Okay, excuse me for just 1 minute. Sorry. Yeah, so that's what I expected. Now, fortunately, if you got in here, because of the size of the ATR, you'd have got the points, but it didn't go up far. If it tick above there, it went up 4.5 points. So ordinarily, if that ATR's, what is it, 4.8, so let's say 2.4, we take half that off, that's 2.2 1/4. That's where it would have normally gone before it came down and stopped everything out. That's why I kind of always avoid this stuff. If that had done it any earlier, it would have upset a few people. So, 2 legs back. See if we can get above that EMA. Yeah, I think Dan didn't take it on it. I can't see anyone taking it on Dan's Discord. There's a couple on Thomas Wade's. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a great trade. The fact that it worked, but it's clearly congested. When it's going sideways like that, trouble is when you come down like that, we often go sideways and then come down again. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be a sec. Okay, what are we doing here? 2 legs back. Got a big bullish bar there, but it's bloody huge. And then you got a big wick. Sellers 5, between 5 and 10 up here. Just wondering whether it's more like this. Fits at the top better, doesn't it? Who knows? You can argue that's a triple test. 1, 2, 3. Definitely worked. Trouble is, it's a bit congested again, isn't it? Definitely worked. But look at this now. All of a sudden, you got to be so careful here. This is just, it's not working nice. This. This is a bit weird. This is 1, 2, 3, 3 good strong bounces off there. It went up, but then rocketed down. It's just acting a bit weird. This is. I do wonder. 1, 2, 3. That's a quadruple one there, isn't it? So. I just don't like that pullback like that. It's just risky. This is going long here at the moment. I just don't like what's going on here. Is there something we've missed here? Is this going to come down and take out them? There is a possible lower high. I'm not sure about this bigger channel. Something I don't like about it, so the safest bet is just to bin it. I don't like this. That's a channel, but then it's a bit hit and miss, isn't it? My guess is this is coming down and it's going to stop out all this. There we go. Yeah, this is, I don't like this. I don't think it's a channel. That, yeah, with a break, new high, and then a little bit of sideways, and a couple of legs up and a couple of legs back, then a bit sideways. Yes. Yeah, I mean, we've got this little bit of sideways, and then we have 2 pushes up and a retest, and another a couple of attempts. If we can get a second entry short, I'd take this. Where are their buyers at the moment? About 86. No, sorry. Yeah, about 80. 86, something like that. There are buyers down here between 85 and about 87. There are buyers here, so I think there's probably going to be liquidity down here. If we can get a second entry short, I'd take that, but are we going to? Go on, shove up. Go on, push up. Push up, give us a bullish bar and trigger it. Let me just get a sell order here.
Order submitted.
This is going to trap some traders here. I don't think it's going to get up here. Come on, little bull bar, and then trigger, and then come down. We've got buyers down here, so if we can get that move up there, we've got an area to head to. It just didn't get up high enough, did it?
Order cancelled. Yes, Thomas Wade's looking for a failed second entry short here. I've got rid of that channel. It doesn't look right to me.
don't think there's any type of a channel here. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't look right. But there are going to be traders looking to go long. There's going to be loads of liquidity around here. Liquidity there, liquidity there. I think if we can get a pullback here, I'd have a go at a short there, I would. I think it might have had an overshoot. It's hard to say, really. The trouble is we're not getting to the top, so there's always a possibility we have a break here, but I don't like this channel. It doesn't make sense. I don't like that big gap here. Break new to push it high. It's just not right to me. We've got a little double top there with clean liquidity. My guess is this is pulling back some. I don't like that channel, so my guess is there's a higher low. If that triggers, it's probably going to trap some longs. Let me just get an order up here, just in case we get kind of a reaction here. It's just not bullish enough, is it? If we can get a little bearish bar here, that would be, there's a bull bar triggered, and that one hasn't triggered yet. I was hoping it was going to finish bullish and tick above it. Go on, have a shove up. Come on. Come on. See, 2 legs down. There's bound to be traders looking to go long here. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Bar's bloody massive, though. That's the trouble. So it finishes. 22 ticks. Oh, sheesh. Oh, not that's too rich for my blood. See if we get a pullback. $26 ticks. That's mad. You're going to hit stops here, and you're going to hit stops here. I need a decent level to come back from. I need 3 points to there. There's plenty there. See what happens here. Let's have a go.
Order submitted.
Come on, come back. It's a big risk, I've got to say. Ah, I've gone the wrong way. Come on, tick above it. Come back down. Come on. Do I get out early or do I just leave it?
Order filled.
Let's get out. It might hold, but my guess is it's going to hit that. I took a bit of a loss anyway, a little bit of a loss. Let me just disconnect here. It may hold. It's probably going to now, isn't it? I'm done anyway for the day, so I'm down. Let's have a look. 200 odd on my account, so... Would it have worked? Typical, isn't it? I don't think so. No, it wouldn't have done. So I saved myself a bit by getting out. So there we go. So down a bit today. So it's just one of those things. Not a huge amount. So I thought that was going to work there. So you got balls trapped here, but there we go. So I just don't like that channel up, so we'll see. So I'm going to leave it there. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Best of luck if you're carrying on. I'll be back tomorrow. Stay safe. Have a great evening. We'll catch up tomorrow. Bye for now.